everyone, it's Irene and I'm here to do a tutorial on a project I had posted on Facebook, Pocket Letter Pals, where I made these little acetate shaker cards, and they're really sweet and fun to make. Just a great way to add to your pocket letters or any really project. And then I also made some of these banners, what I also showed. I put on paper clips. Really fun. And so I'm going to try to do a tutorial, people wanting to know how I did that. So obviously I used the fuse tool by We Are Memory Keepers, and I plug it in and I get it nice and hot. And I also use my micro beads by Martha Stewart. Here's just a little collection of them, so those are really fun to use. I also use these card sleeves that I get from Amazon. Really fun sleeves, easy to work with. And the trick to using this We Are Memory Keeper fuse is you do your fusing not on plastic, not on glass, but on paper, because as you're going through your your fusing, you want the little wheel to have something to grab onto and not melt. So that's why you don't use the plastic, but you do want it to sink in so it can go through both layers of plastic. And the way I did these little shaped hearts is I used these stencils that I use in my quilting. And what I did is let me just show you real quick. I put a square on my paper. The opening to this pocket is on top, and I'll show you why. I put the stencil positioned onto that pocket. The opening is right here. As you can see, it's right there. And then I go ahead and I fuse a shape up to a certain point, because you want to leave it open so you can fill it up. Does that make sense, I hope? So I just carefully, slowly do it. It doesn't take, let me see if I can try to show you. When you're doing it, you just follow along the line and you press hard and you just take your time. So let me see if the camera can pick up me doing this. And what you want to do is I just follow the outline of the heart, take my time, go slow, and press down so I can go through both layers of the plastic. I do go back up and reinforce what I just did, and then again. Just take your time. And remember, this tool is hot, so just take your time, but it rolls quite easy. I also have other tools that have the hot tip, but the reason why this tool is awesome is because of this little wheel. It perforates with heat through both layers, and so you just follow along that heart, just like that, and I go several times through the same line, making sure I got it all. Now, I have several made up just so I don't take your time here on video. And see, it adheres itself. You just peel it off. Just like that. Comes right off. And see how I made that shape? So I have a tool here that I always use in my crafting. I go through the top of the pocket and I make sure that all my perforations took place, and it did. Now, if you stuck something in there and it went through your melting line, then you know you didn't take it, so you just go back one more time with that heating tool and get it all done. So see how I have the top of the pocket? That's why. This is my filling hole right here. So I went ahead and took my springtime flower sequence and my micro beads from Martha Stewart, and I fill up the pocket. See, it's all filled up. Then I go ahead and I seal that line right there. So there it is. There's the top of my pocket, see? And it's all sealed up. And then I just take my scissors and right on the outside of that perforation, I make a nice little trim line. Just take my time, not getting it too close, getting it all trimmed up and prettied up. And if you just take your time, don't be in a rush. That is how I made my heart. And then I just added my own little sentiment, a little flower from Michael's. And you can put another hole here and make it as a charm. You can dangle it from your pocket letters with a piece of ribbon. You can add this to a card, put it inside of a pocket. It's just a really fun way of making these shapes and just adding them to any project really. And the micro beads and sequins, a lot of fun. So look at your stencils for shapes. You don't want to go this intricate. I mean, I guess you can do that, but I don't know why anyone would. But even like this, it can be done. These shapes can be done. So look at your stencils. And if you don't have any stencils and you have punches that make this size punch or your die cuts, I would definitely punch them out of paper and use your paper as a stencil. You can also use a playing card to be your stencil and put it, just remember, do all your fusing on paper, because it just, see how the tracks are made on this paper? You want those teeth to be, grabbing onto some kind of cushion to go through that plastic, and that has been the trick. I can't tell you how many countless pockets I've had, and I think I'm melting it all together only to find out that it would come apart because I was not using paper. I was using just my little cutting mat here. It was sticking, but it was no big deal. But it was not, when I would unstick the plastic off the cutting mat, it separated the two layers. And that's how the adhesion never took place. So that's why you want paper. That's the trick. If you can remember that, you're going to do wonderful. And remember, this is called the Fuse by We Are Memory Keepers. Awesome tool. I got it as a gift from my husband for my birthday and start playing with it right away. So I hope that's a little help to those who have been asking. Go out and play with your sleeves. I know all of us have quite a few of these in all shapes and sizes, and they're lots of fun for any addition to any pocket letter. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Hope this tutorial was a help. If not, please leave me a comment and I'll try to get to you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.